nothing but the dog in me.
Why must I chase the cat?
Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. Yes, we're having a little case of the hijinks here. It happens, and people should only know what goes on here behind the cameras, but we'll leave that very much alone. Anyway, we're back. We had last week off because of the weather and rescheduled a guest, and it's all good. It is bitterly cold out. The wind chill factor is killer. There is snow on the ground, and that snow is mighty cold. We are getting more, so you know where I'm going with this. Bring your animals inside. There's so many animals I see that are lost out there in this weather. Please keep them safe. Do everything you can. You know, accidents happen, but you know, a lot of accidents can be prevented. So please safeguard your pets in this. And you know, I've read a lot of advice on Facebook. There's posts and like little posters and stuff. If you've got a fence in your yard and we get a lot of snow, the snow freezes up, and dogs who like to jump and play acrobat can get over your fence because now the fence, a 4-foot fence, is now a 2-foot fence. So dig a nice perimeter around your fence area where the dog can't use the snow to spring over the fence. That's one good way of keeping your animals safe. You know, these poor dogs that are tied outside, they really need to come inside in weather like this. You know, no animal should live on the end of a chain. It's just not fair. It's cruelty. A lot of animals are getting dumped in this weather, being tied outside in, you know, parks and playgrounds, you know, just left to fend for themselves in this weather. It's ridiculous. There's so many other options that cruelty really shouldn't be one of them. I should have featured the dog, but I'll go into a brief little story of Sherry, the ACO from Hartford, who was briefly on the show about 2 months ago. She found a dog that had been tied in a playground and chewed off the end of the leash and buried itself in the snow, into the dirt where it was warmer. Somebody just dumped it in the park. How do you do that? Speculation is that the dog probably wasn't listening at home, and that's why it was thrown out like rubbish. Guess what? The dog's deaf. How is it going to listen? If you can't handle the dog that you have, don't just dump it. You know, it's a white dog. White dogs are predisposed to deafness. You know, if the dog was not, there had to be a reason, you know, whether they knew that poor dog was deaf or not. Again, like I said, speculation is they probably didn't know, and the dog just was, you know, a crazy dog because it didn't know any better and it couldn't hear the commands. And, you know, it's so sad when people don't value a life. But this poor dog now is in Hartford, and I think the dog has to be adopted by Friday. So if there's anybody who's got experience with deaf dogs, by all means, contact City of Hartford Animal Shelter, because this dog really needs a place to go. And if you're not someone who has experience and you're just someone who's willing to learn, that's just as good. So City of Hartford Animal Shelter, and help that poor guy out. But really, stop leaving these animals in such vulnerable positions. You know, there's also, I hate to say, many posts that I see where animals are found frozen to death for being left outside. Don't do it. I know it's like my weekly soapbox, but it's wintertime and it's cold, and if it's too cold for you, it's too cold for them. Now, because we weren't here last week, behind on a birthday, and speaking of City of Hartford, this person is a wonderful supporter of both the City of Hartford Animal Shelter and the charity that supports those dogs, Kenway's Cause. Steve Fontanella had a birthday on January 20th, and him and his family are just such wonderful people. Steve, I want to wish you a happy birthday. Steve is one of those people who he's adopted dogs that were broken and in need of repair, and he's done a wonderful job. He's fostered dogs who needed, some love, and has been very successful at turning their lives around. And, that's just really what it's all about, doing what you can to help. He's a business owner. He has a restaurant / golf course / banquet facility, and he hosts these wonderful events for Kenway's cause. He's just an all-around really good guy. And like I said, his wife is wonderful. His kids are wonderful. They just couldn't be nicer people. So Steve, belated happy birthday. Proud to call you friend. And, hope to see you soon. Another birthday that was just on the 29th is my friend Debbie from Pet Playhouse, my partner in some crimes, so to speak. Lots of fun, good person. She does a lot for the animals as well. She hosts a lot of adoption events at the store. She does a lot of things for Hounds Healing Heroes. She's actually the person who introduced me to that wonderful group. So Debbie, belated happy birthday, and I look forward to our celebration, which kind of got sidetracked by some of the snow. Snow's gotten in the way of a lot of people's lives already, and unfortunately it's that part of the winter. The cold is one thing, the snow is the other, and I think that this is pretty much we're in that snow territory. So we will get together and we will celebrate, and I kind of already know what's on the menu. But anyway, happy birthday, Debbie. I am jumping around here. I want to talk about a dog that I've talked about before. When Jen was here from Yonkers Animal Shelter, we showed a whole bunch of them, and bless her heart, she just bangs right through those dogs like it's nothing. We can put up more dogs when she's on than I think we've ever done before. She's got her stuff together, and she just 1, 2, 3, we get through them. But this guy is a dog that captured my attention when she was on with him, not with him, but showing him. And he has been in a foster home to do a little healing. This poor guy, he breaks my heart. I love him. Let's get those pictures of Scotty up if we can, Zach. I love this face. He has the best smile I have ever seen. Poor Scotty is a 46-pound, they're calling him a boxer mix. And you can scroll through the pictures if you'd like while I talk. There he is with a leash on. He's afraid of his own shadow. Unfortunately, he arrived at Yonkers Animal Shelter with a broken tail and signs of mistreatment. He is an awesome boy in spite of it. He knows basic commands like sit, stay, down, off, and paw. Oh, God, I love looking at this dog. He is just gorgeous. He's great with dogs of all sizes. He cannot be put in a home with cats, probably because of his energy level. I love him. They want to put him in a situation where he's with older kids, even though he's a smaller dog. There's a lot of things going on with him. He's afraid. So small kids might just scare him too. So it's not just the energy level. But no cats, older kids. Like I said, he's been in a short-term foster home to kind of help him gain some confidence and heal. But it was truly a short-term deal. And unfortunately, tomorrow, he is going to go back into a cage. He's going to go back to boarding. And you can go ahead and scroll through if you want, Zach. Okay. Anyway, he's going back to boarding. And I can't imagine the confusion that is going to be going on for him. He's bouncing around a little bit. He's just getting used to home life and love and comfort and being with other dogs, and now he's going to go back, into a kennel. It's going to mess with his head, and it's heartbreaking. So if there's anybody out there who can give Scotty a loving and patient foster or forever home and avoid that confusion for him, Please contact Mary Canine Rescue. It's Mari K9, K the letter 9, the number, rescue at gmail.com. It's Mari K9 rescue at gmail.com, or you can text 646-441-0332. Scotty is microchipped, he's neutered, and he's up to date on his vaccinations. He will need more than one meet and greet to get to know you. You know, he's got to gain that confidence. You know, not every dog is, you know, the big and bold and bad, you know, I want to meet you, I want to meet you. You know, he's got to make a little bit of a bond, and that doesn't make him a bad dog or a wrong dog. And again, you know, the fact that he doesn't particularly care for cats, some people like chocolate ice cream, some people like vanilla ice cream, you know, it's what it's all about. There's choices. There's plenty of people out there who can give a home to a dog and they don't have a cat. You know, he does get along with other dogs, so by all means, you know, if you're looking to add somebody to your pack, even as a foster, it would be so much better for him than, you know, being in a cage, because I think just that whole scenario was not doing well for him. And so I beg you, if there's anything you can do for Scotty, please step up. He is posted on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page, and I am just so in love with that face. I really, really am. Anyway, I'm going to move on, and I will take the camera back for a hot. And bye-bye, Scotty. Connecticut Votes for Animals is an organization that I fully support. Amy Harrell has been on the show before, and she reached out to me. They're working on a couple of important issues this session, and one of them is banning the sale of ivory in the state. Ivory is still a very lucrative item in spite of federal bans on imports. Unfortunately, there are loopholes in the laws that allow elephant and rhino horns to still be sold. Now, elephant poaching has reached crisis levels. You can throw up some of those pictures, Zach, and scroll through them if you would. Tens of thousands of elephants are cruelly killed for their tusks every year. Before there are no more of these beautiful creatures, and to safeguard the ones who should be protected, Connecticut is trying to eliminate itself as a market and follow the example that is being set by New York and New Jersey. Waterbury residents can play a very important role on this one, and that is because Senator Joan Hartley, who represents Waterbury, Middlebury, and Naugatuck, she is the chair of the Commerce Committee, which is where this bill is being considered. We need to contact Senator Hartley and ask her to pass this bill to protect the elephants and the rhinos. Now, you know, looking at these pictures, they are just such beautiful animals. You know, I've seen the posts on Facebook that say, you know, nobody needs an elephant tusk but an elephant, nobody needs a rhino horn but a rhino. They really don't. You know, I stayed away from the graphic pictures on this one. We know I'm not opposed to showing graphic pictures, but even I can't stand to look at them. They are brutally killed and mutilated for their tusks, and you know, there's no reason for it. You know, there was a time in a day where anything went, and you know, the ivory was a hot commodity, and unfortunately there are people, just like with fur, who really don't care about the suffering of others as long as they can have the stuff that they want. You know, elephants, they are such amazing creatures. You know, if you don't know much about elephants, maybe you should look up their pack hierarchy, their family values. I mean, they really do have them. They mourn, they feel, they recognize each other after years and years, just like people would. They are such sensitive and amazing creatures. I admittedly don't know a lot about the rhinos, but you know, elephants just, they're amazing. And our whole world is full of trying to get ahead and not care about what they do to other species, and just kill everything off so that they can make a buck. It's really, really, it's sad. So to contact Senator Hartley, we have an email for her. We can email Hartley, HARTLEY, at senatedems.ct.gov. That's HARTLEY at senatedems.ct.gov. You can call her aide at 860-240-0006. Once again, that's 860-240-0006. Provide your name and address. Be respectful. That's always key, is to be respectful when you're trying to make a contact about something. Sometimes you can be nasty about stuff, but when you're trying to get something like this accomplished, it doesn't do anything for the cause. Hold on, what? Huh? Oh, look at him doing this to me again. Oh, Zach, they look like Mickey Mouse ears. I gotta love this kid. He's gonna interrupt my groove for silliness. That's okay, I understand. I know where your brain is at. Oh God! Now Speedo's asking if we can superimpose the trunk over my face. Wow! Wow. Anyway, if you're not sure what to say for contacting the senator, suggested verbiage would be, I understand that you have been given a proposal to ban the sale of ivory and rhino horn in Connecticut, and I would like to ask you to please support that proposal. Elephant and rhino poaching has reached crisis levels, and it is important for Connecticut to act now by closing down our market for these products of illegal poaching. Thank you. Pretty straightforward. No magic. Just basically put it out there, asking the senator to support the cause. And we'll scroll through the rest of these pictures, and Zach will do no more silliness, and I will take the camera back when we're done. They're just beautiful animals, and they just don't deserve to be brutalized the way they are for their tusks or their horns. They really don't. So please, Waterbury, Middlebury, and Naugatuck, like I said, you are the core of this, because Senator Hartley is right here and representing us. Yes, it helps if you're a voter, but you don't have to be a voter. Some people are, some people aren't. It's an individual preference. But if we could all reach out, we could probably get this passed, and it would be a beautiful thing. There is the information, if you need it, on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page, and you can also go to the Connecticut Votes for Animals Facebook page, where they have it posted as well. So by all means, please, if you don't do anything else this week or the rest of this weekend, consider shooting an email. It's not a hard thing to do, and the way this is all written out that I just read you, it's all written out on my Facebook page, Pound Posse Presents. So if you want to copy and paste, you can do that, and that's the least you can do to help save those animals. Anyway, Connecticut also has in the works a bill that would disallow insurance companies from discriminating against homeowners and renters for the breed of dog they have. Now, this is pretty important. Many people who are both homeowners and renters, get a bully breed, and it's not just bully breeds. I put that first and foremost because that's where my heart lies. But there are other dogs that are on the list that insurance companies will discriminate against. So if you've ever tried to get homeowners insurance and you find out you have a dog that they, won't cover, they find out you have the dog, they raise your premiums, it's pretty important to you. You can be canceled, you can be dropped, your rates go up. people start dumping dogs because, you know, they'd rather dump the dog than either pay the premium or have to deal with, you know, shopping around for insurance. It becomes an inconvenience. So, you know, let's just drop the dog at the shelter and, you know, not care if it gets killed. There's a whole lot of dynamic here to getting this passed. Excuse me. So, as I said, many people know they've been dropped, they've had their insurance raised. You know, again, it's not all the bully breeds that are on the dreaded list, but the bill is called HB 5361, HB 5361. It's been introduced by Brenda Kupchik, Representative Brenda Kupchik, and it is before the Insurance and Real Estate Committee now. You can go online and you can find out who your legislator is and see if he or she is on the committee, and you can ask the legislator to pass the bill. You can also contact the committee members directly, and again, be polite. You can look up your legislators by going to the cga.ct.gov website. There is a link there on the webpage to look up your legislators. You know, it's not that hard. Again, you know, it's a little bit of work for you, but it benefits everybody to get this done. You can also go to that same website and look up the Insurance and Real Estate Committee members. And once again, that's cga.ct.gov. And again, there's the links right on the I think it's right on the sidebar that give you the information. For those specific links, I did do an article. You know, if you don't feel like doing the hunting for the information, I did do an article covering this potential bill. And if you want to look for it, it is on the Pound Posse Presents website, Facebook page. And all you have to do is click on the individual links and it'll take you right to that page so that you can get that information. You just have to put in, I think, your zip code and it will pop up for you. So check it out, read the article. Feel free to share the article, you know, on Facebook or any other social media, because we really need to get this out there. If we get this passed, it could save a lot of dogs from going to shelters, and that would be a very awesome thing, because, you know, people are too willing to bail on animals, and it's reached epic proportions. And, you know, so is the cruelty, and I don't understand that either. You know, I see so many things where people just do god-awful things to animals. And, you know, if you don't want them, there are so many other avenues just to not have to do things to animals that cause rescuers to pick up these pieces and to cause the animals to suffer, which kind of leads me to a quick update. I saw something on Facebook this week that the puppy doe guy will be going to trial in July. And I think the trial start date is actually my birthday, which is July 13th. Sadly, it's going to be a while, but the plus side is that the guy, the monster, is still behind bars and he's not getting out until then. So it's a good thing, and I'm hopefully taking it as a good omen that it does start on my birthday. And, you know, too bad, so sad. I wish he was in general population. That's all I'm going to say. But he's not, which is, you know, it is what it is, but at least he's not out on the street. And Speedo's laughing at me. He knows the things I'm thinking, but, you know, hey, I'm no angel. What can I say? Anyway, we're pretty much done with what we've got here. Gonna say that a few weeks back I started to cover or started to talk about one of the things that I would love to do with the show this year. And I would love to have like a Meet the ACO type of show. If you've got, you know, animal control officer that you're friendly with, that you support, that you know is doing a great job, and you would like to see them come on the show so we can talk about their work, what goes on in their communities, you know, the kinds of things that you can do to help your local pounds, the dogs that are up for adoption. I'm so willing to sit down and have each individual one come on. It would be great. So you can actually email me at pawprints713@aol.com if you've got a suggestion for an ACO to come on the show. And I know that I would have to probably write a letter and get permission from the police chief or whatever the locality is. I'm more than willing to do that. You can message me on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page, and I'll pick it up and run with it from there. I'll contact the ACO, I'll get the permission from the higher ups. I don't mind any of it. But I think that sometimes seeing the face of the people who are doing these jobs, to hear their stories, we can show the pictures of the animals and the individual pounds. I think it breaks down the barrier between, the barrier that people feel between the pounds and the public. You get to know them as people. You might be more inclined to help. You might be, more inclined to get involved and do stuff to save these animals. Everybody can do something. Everybody should do something, even if it is a little thing. Whether it's emailing a senator, emailing a committee member, contacting your legislator. It's if you can't do anything else, you can do stuff like that. And if you've got a suggestion, like I said, for an ACO that you'd like to come and see on the show, it would be great. I would do it. And just a reminder once again, keep your pets safe, keep your pets warm, keep your pets inside. I think that people tend to forget, and it's not a good thing, that animals have feelings. So consider that. And if you see an animal that's out in the cold, report it. If it's an animal that you can help by taking in your home and trying to find a home for it, or find its home, I should say, you're doing a good thing. Sometimes it takes a little bit out of you getting involved, but it's it's helping another life, and that's a major thing. Anyway, it is that time, and I'm going to say peace, love, and dogs. Until next time, thank you for watching.